Cosmos. Let's get right back around the table. Let's open these bag of goodies that we got to share. I can say, but I'm gonna start. Yes, this is gonna be starting next week. But I want to, it's not like, cause I want to be that guy. It just gets pretty fucking hard at times, but no, I do want to be that guy to like take a bullet, get like, just endure the pain for y'all when it comes to modern day wrestling, especially like the oldies like me. That of course you grew up in the Attitude Era or the Ruthless Aggression Era. I want to be there when it comes to just like the modern era wrestling. You get on that level. I do want to be the guy to review the current shows. Like I said, and do stuff like that. Of course, that's intended, of course, of the channel. But I feel like it'd be much worse, especially for me. But I feel like it'd be like probably like a win-win deal for all of us. Like, yeah, I definitely just probably like if I'm not feeling the whole show, that at least have still something to talk about. Because I've been having that run through my mind rampant, and I just feel hella bad just not giving y'all anything when it comes to just the current things, the current what happens after the show, like Raw, SmackDown, something like that. So yeah, like even of course I like starting like next week pretty much, because I will be reviewing SmackDown tonight, and also NXT Battleground, of course. But yeah, I want to start by if I'm not feeling the show, or it's like completely wasting my time when I was taught, where I just why not just talk about at least, or after the show goes off the air, or these weekly shows go off the air, then we have we sit down and look over to see what we missed, and just like to highlight the biggest thing coming out of the show too. But which brings me here tonight, and of course tonight had the return of MJF. As I usually do, of course, because of in case I don't want to miss anything big. But of course, I was watching all throughout the show tonight, Dynamite. Didn't really said it's one of those times I didn't really think about, didn't want to really review it. So, which is why I'll be right here right now talking. I feel like of course if it's the biggest thing coming out the show, then let's shed light on that and try to highlight everything else also too. But it's pretty much just, of course, just another sour taste ass in your mouth when it comes to Dynamites. And it's your typical Dynamite, of course. It was a typical Dynamite, so not really going on. Of course, that whole takeover shit is just horrendously terrible. That shit is laughable. But I came here too, and of course the biggest thing, of course, the big thing that's going into Dynamite, or at least tonight right now, of course, MJF returns once again. He comes back. MJF, the devil himself, salt of the earth, the guy, basically that, the face, basically, the homegrown talent, but MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Yeah, he was back, and I don't know, which is why you see it on the thumbnail too. But it just especially it's it told a lot with me with the return tonight of MJF, and I just felt like it reminded me, and it just felt like it reminded me of the old. Or it's just it's just his return tonight. And it just feels like, wow, this is it. This is all they have to offer. And I expect nothing less too, coming from Tony Khan. And like I said, a lot of this return too. Because you had we had him, of course, him talking MJF, the promo. Of course, we went from it's the typical promo. We go from the Elite. Of course, him mentioning the anti, or the new Elite, from Swerve to how he is nobody is better than besides him. He's the top dog at the the top dog of the chain, of the food chain. Nobody even comes close when it comes to his miraculous talent. That's how it felt like a very MJF promo. And Oh, I just like also too. Of course, you had some. Where the fuck you had some jobber, whoever the fuck come out, and it looks like that's gonna be the road down to where they. Yeah, I guess that's the next road, or at least I don't know. At least if this is a stepping stone, because I thought he was supposed to like if is this gonna like a part, whether this is a side quest or not, but. Of course, he's gonna be feuding. Of course, going like being that he got betrayed by Adam Cole, that he would think that's gonna be you would think that was gonna, or at least we were gonna get some type of, like so of course, just at least like we were gonna get some type of like notion to that, or at least like build up a bit, or we were gonna like shadow. Or how it's like, leading up, or how it's gonna go down leading up to that between him, MJF, and Adam Cole. But no, it's he cut a very typical ass MJF promo, and then some stuck in catering loser ass jobber comes out, and they start brawling. Yeah, completely confusing. But I say, yeah, the problem. It's just also what the segment felt a lot like tonight. It felt, like a lot of old play, which also it brings me back to the segment when he returned after All Out. But more in turn to what, of course, I mean, this is like once again, I mean, like how would you even trust when it comes to Tony Khan? But I said it kind of, even though like a little bit of like when he came back at the All Out, but it like reminds me of the promo. Even so, when he returned at Double or Nothing. Like it reminded me of that tone too. Like it reminded me of like when he went to spiral out, and just that whole huge bomb of a promo, his own version of a pipe bomb, talked about Tony Khan and shit like that, where he just remember, and that turned out to be a whole work and everything like that when he returned at All Out back in 2022. That's what it feels like to me. His return like feels like when he returns when he returned in 2022, whether it was Dynamite and All Out, it's just like even leading up to it, and it's just like it felt like a lot of the same old shit. And it's like I don't have any, of course, I like zero faith when it comes to Tiny the Snowman, because he's gonna do what he's gonna do, and that's always gonna be the pure focus when it comes on professional wrestling, the in wrestling shit. Not no bigger picture stuff. And when you think about it also too, you see like, the greats, when greats has had such returns like, like John Cena, like returning in 08, or, Triple H returning back, he returned back from a pretty big injury. Remember, happened to his quads, and he returned back in 2000, the January of 2002 and everything like that. Well, before, of course, the Reign of Terror, and turning back to heel again and beefing with Shawn Michaels. And he, of course, also like Shawn Michaels coming back from a 4-year, just almost career-ending injury. And you had him, and then he went on one of the most monumental, incredible runs of his career. Arguably, people say it's better than his first. It's like you have so many, and I think probably even Austin too. That like he returned back. I think it was some point back to 2000 or so, or as such, and having like Brock Lesnar also making his big return back in 2012. And it's like you talk about such returns too, and when you get to this and like MJF making his return, it's like what the fuck is this? It's just more of the same old shit. And I said, like, how could you? Because like when it comes to Tony Khan, he can only short circuit so much. And I said, and even then, they can't even do the fucking wrestling right, because I said, like, in this generation, nobody even actually knows what the fuck wrestling actually is, bro. It's just all should have called it is dummy demolition derby. And that's just the thing. Like I said, just didn't offer anything at all. It felt like nothing. He didn't really say anything. and we didn't really lead anything. Because I said, you just got to fuck it. A tip, like I said, MJF just doing what he usually does. Him mentioning the Elite, Swerve, probably like, you know, to dictate the future, to reflect the future of what's gonna, you know, going forward in the future. And then he brawls, and some jobber comes out. Good God, I guess, yeah. So I said, like, yeah, like I said, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what are we doing here? It's like, that's why I was having second thoughts. And it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna review this shit. I was thinking about it, but I will talk about it, of course. But which I said, and which is why you see me doing it right now. Oh man. And like I said, people wonder, of course, like I said, like aside from the fanboys, but like, you know, this generation wonders why like people like me just refuse, or just we like literally at a point at a state in time where like, yeah, really like professional wrestling, and I might be coming up to those one of those videos too that I really want to do, but yeah, it's really dry. Professional wrestling is really fucking dry. And it's just like, especially just with AEW, they're gonna offer none of the barrel. Like you're in a state where AEW, where you have them competing once again with NXT. NXT is like halfway to 800k viewers. They're half-k. They're floating around there right now, like that they've hit almost to 800k views, and Dynamite is just at a high time low. Talk about falling the fuck off. If so, well, you know, wow, because what another useless time. What another useless night of just you wonder why like people say the shit that they do. Like he wonders why people say the shit that they do, or fans, you know, community, because like you put on nothing non-stop of shit, absolute shit, because you want to appeal, whether it comes to the AEW cuckolds of your community, or an out of touch, out of shape, just, you know, clown of and Uncle Dave with Alzheimer's. Like, that's the people who you pander to, and you expect validation from. And I said, and it's just extreme. It really is, bro. It's a very depressing notion to even acknowledge and just go through. But yeah, that was Dynamite tonight. Just really nothing. They do nothing. Just more of the old boring shit. I said, because he wants to drop once again. Because he dropped. I said, you dropped the ball. You dropped the ball, of course, man. And they could have did something, even with the Punk also too. And they fucked that up with Punk and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega when they fucked that up. And it's like with MJF and the angle of MJF and probably like going up against Tony Khan himself, that where they were kind of like hinting towards that. They completely fucked that up. And it's like, that's why I say, of course, like, this is just why I just don't even bother. Especially, I never bothered really with Dynamite AEW in the past. Because, like, it's just, like I said, it's literally just your pure example of just fucking buffoonery. The pure example when it comes to Tony Khan and that cesspool. But like I said, yeah, this was that's what of course Dynamite and MJF, and I said, yeah, what a absolute fucking waste. But stay blessed, y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. Blessings to y'all.